While Wave 4 is now hitting stores, we thought it'd be a good time to go look back at what we've already collected. And we're going to start off with the new deluxe figures.
Yeah, which is actually kind of crazy the way you think about lines. You'll get like Wave 1 and then you'll get Deluxe. The Deluxe figures hit last year before almost anything else.
I think around September, something like that.
I think so, and they hit it at GameStop absolutely first, and I think that's really where we're finding a lot of the new Simpsons stuff.
Yes, the new wave especially.
Yeah, the whole wave we actually got from GameStop.
I was able to piecemeal that together through multiple GameStops in town.
And that's really what makes it fun, too. Like, you've got an immersive line that is by a company that's making great quality products, and it's not hard to find them. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you say that.
Okay, so it shouldn't be too hard to find them
We have had a hard time in this area finding Wave 3. Saw it one time.
Right.
You see it right here. I never saw it again.
That's it.
So, I mean, it's not scarce as far as Bartmans and Barts and Homers and all that's considered.
You've
but
seen those everywhere.
For some reason, Wave 3 just missed right past us.
Which is crazy, but I think, again, with it being Jack specific, it's going to be one of those lines that is going to be easily acquirable eventually when when things kind of even out, and there there's some things online, right, that you're kind of eyeballing just in case they have
it's not like they're not. I can't find them on the shelves,
right?
Yeah, but they're on Amazon, $12.99.
Right,
they're $12.99 in the store. It's not like a platinum edition of something or a 1 in 3,000 of something that's going to drive the price up. Now, don't get me wrong, the deluxe figures were definitely higher prices for a little bit on Amazon, or third-party retailers until GameStop got their supply back.
Right.
Now everything's gone back down to normal.
Right.
And it's back to $24.99.
Absolutely. Which I think is a pretty decent price for these guys. I say that with a caveat that I think that all the prices should be lower. I'm just like, again, for the value that you get and for the money that you're spending, I'm going to be very picky. But I think you're getting a decent value at $25 for these deluxe figures. Because, again, Radioactive Man, you've got that light up feature, and it's not just light on, light off. It's got the blinking feature, and then it goes out slowly, one by one. I'll do it again there for you. I mean, that's just really cool. That's a little touch they didn't have to do.
Exactly that, and you get the awesome base to go with it.
Oh, dude,
I mean, the stand is just amazing by itself.
That speaks to me. I mean, that's basically the comic book cover of Radioactive Man #1, and you have the ability to obviously stand him up here, and that's really cool. So cool, you got Radioactive Man standing, but then you've also got the arm feature. You just plug this guy right back in here, boom, and like Flynn. You just destroy the entire nuclear family. Dead. I mean, but that's what you get with Radioactive Man. You get a lot of collateral damage.
Only Homer and Maggie survive.
And that makes sense. Homer has been eating so much junk food his entire life. He's basically mummified himself from the inside and has saved himself for when Radioactive Man kind of flies out from his base. Just really cool. Like, just a touch that they didn't have to do. And it's really cool because this is different than Burns.
Yeah, and no, Burns is great. Awesome. The detail. $20. I think this is $25. I think this is well worth it. The detail on this thing, the small cracks that are in the top, on the sides, the base, everything. And then there's a special little lever. And when you give it a pull, the top comes flying off and hits the camera.
I mean, that's super cool.
And there's Burns. And even better, if you have a UV light, all you do is shine it on his face, and it looks like he's being burned to death. So, I mean, I think it's not my favorite, but I think this is one of the most clever figures in the line so far.
It is. It's like the power feature.
It's a power feature. You know what I mean? It's a power feature. Who cares?
The action feature on it, it's cool. It's not obtrusive, and it doesn't. So you can tell he's not the same yellow hue as the rest of these guys, because the whole thing is like Justin said, he looks burnt whenever you hit him with the UV. So if you took him outside and sunned him for a few minutes, it looked like a vampire getting all burnt, which is nice and cool. But just the way it is, it doesn't take anything away from it, and it kind of makes him look otherworldly, a little sickly, like a vampire of Mr. Burns would be. And you've kind of seen sort of like part of the issue that one of the few issues that I have with the line is that boy, it's very temperamental to stand up. To look at it from afar.
They're very temperamental, especially like Bart and Homer. For whatever reason, like the new
baseball Homer.
New baseball Homer. I mean, really cool. I mean, it's exactly the same as the other Homer. You know, a little paint difference and awesome bat, cool hat. But, you know, they're like oddly top heavy. And like, I don't know if you guys can see that in the camera, but like that ever so slight shift in these hula hoop waist just caused them to, over time, boom. And over time, I mean, 20 minutes, a couple hours maybe.
But I think that's something to kind of watch out for. But make sure, you know, you've got them spaced out enough on your display that they're not going to, the gravity isn't going to kill everybody. But they do get back up and they hold, and even on this like soft mat that we kind of use here, they stand up pretty well and pretty easily without a whole lot of force. And what's really cool is we were talking about power actions with Burns. And with the feature with these deluxe, so you actually do get something, you know, extra in that figure that you don't get with the regulars, because the regulars are really cool. Like one of my standout favorites is Willie, but he's just, you know, really solid looking figure. He's got his accessory, but how about Homer? I mean, that's pretty dope. And the fence that he's knocking down it's actually really cool because like it all is supposed to break apart. And you can see there. But all of that, along with the pool, the kiddie pool, and the green paint from the episode where it gets all splashed with green paint to look like the Hulk, that's all one figure. I mean, that's pretty cool. I've been using that as a backdrop on my shelf.
Yeah, no, it's a great fence prop just to have for any shelf, really. It goes with a multitude of things.
Absolutely. So there's the cool value in that, because that adds to the world building that you're doing. You know, you can see when Flanders eventually comes, he's on the other side of that fence.
Exactly.
So that's really cool. Just little touches like that are giving you, I think, the value for what you're doing. I think the basics should be $9.99, the same price as any Jakks Pacific, because all their stuff is licensed, right? It's not like they have any IPs in-house.
You're right, but we're paying for Disney now.
Oh,
we're not paying Fox prices.
Ooh, why you want to hit so hard?
I just, you know.
Why you want to hit so hard?
These are Disney.
That it is now a Disney property. You're absolutely right. Those are those Disney premiums. So that was the first way that we got a hold of these guys, was last year with the deluxe. And then came wave one, which was pretty solid, and it was about what we expected, right?
Yep.
You had Bart, you had Homer, and then you had a couple of the extra.
You had Otto and Groundskeeper Willie. And then we followed up wave two with Bartman.
That's the Walmart exclusive.
Yeah, Walmart exclusive. And, you know, some people had problems with the color scheme. Does it for me. Works for me.
Right. So the thing about the color scheme, Bartman in the show, like, is this basically this version with the mask and the cape on. He never had this color shirt in the show. But if you were around back then, you know that there were a lot of art pieces produced, and you often found it like in maybe the cover of a TV guide or some licensed things. Every once in a while, you'd see it pop up where Bart was in this color of an outfit, where he had a blue shirt on and maybe slightly different colored shorts. That's just true to the period. So I think that's that nudge and that wink, that's love.
That's what I'm saying. That works for me for that reason. Like, I know where it comes from. I understand it. I'm cool with it.
And the cool thing is, these guys are going to, like, they're peg warming, so you know eventually you're going to be able to actually customize, buy a couple of these guys, pop and swap the heads, so you'll have this version of...
They'll be $5
oh man,
soon,
that's going to be dope. So you'll have this version of Bart in that, and then you can make a canon version of Bartman too.
Very true.
So that's pretty cool. And then, like, the hits just keep coming. Like, once you've got the family together, I mean, you don't stop there. You've got to do the entire world of Springfield. I'm looking forward, I think, most to McBain. I don't know, just because it's silly. Like, I want, like, Jungle McBain with a machine gun. We'll see if that comes to fruition.
We have a lot of different variants of him.
Oh, man.
It could be really fun.
So many different. And Mendoza! What are you looking for, though? Like, what's calling your name that you got to see?
Bleeding Gums Murphy is a big one for me.
Right. I want to take you down to the pound and get you a new jazz man. That's perfect. I love it.
Yeah, no, I think that's one of my favorite episodes. That character stands out a lot to me. I do like I mean, the names always escape me, but I mean, I'm just excited really to build the world within the world, you know. But as far as the newer figures, you know, we still have Millhouse,
Oh, dude, yeah, he's totally cool.
and he comes with an awesome bike,
Yep.
and he comes with this little tiny plastic stand,
Blink and you miss it.
which I almost threw away, not once but twice. So I will say, make sure you get your stand out, otherwise he will not stand up for you. But I think Millhouse actually is now in the lead for my favorite figure.
Really?
I think it is well done.
Okay.
And funny enough, my least favorite to this moment is Lisa.
Really?
I don't like how her hands don't fit the saxophone. I
don't
like
really
how
fit.
that's not really a saxophone.
It's
Yeah.
There's a lot baked into it. She can't hold it in a way that she would be playing
No.
saxophone. Like it's not, the handle's in not quite the right place. I can see where that's a little
And
annoying.
that's my biggest qualm with all of these figures
Just the hands.
is the hands.
Right.
You know, Bart can barely hold the slingshot.
Oh man.
Mo can't hold the phone. You know, it's just the little things that, you know, Homer holds his donut fine and this bat just fine. And Lenny looks like he holds his coffee mug and his sandwich. But, you know, it'd be cool to hold a slingshot and not have it fall out of his hand every 10 seconds.
Now, to be fair, Slingshot did come with Bartman. And I have just been using it with good old-fashioned Bart. And they don't have the same exact hand sculpt.
Oh, no? A little more closed?
This one is just slightly more closed. Now, to be fair, as I'm looking at it here and really examining it, I think that might just be the luck of the draw. I can't see them really doing any different molding or engineering on this. I think luckily it just happens to fit in his hand, whereas the because I mean he's got a fist, so it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. I mean, I guess you could imagine. Anyway, I digress. The hands are kind of an issue with the smaller things for the kids. So you're pulling from Millhouse as your favorite. I get it. Like there's a lot of expression and soul in that head.
I really like Millhouse. I'm actually really liking Marge and Maggie. I feel like they crammed a lot of detail into Maggie for such a small figure.
She's pretty cool.
And, you know, Marge, I was a little nervous with her because of her hair, how well she would actually balance. But it looks like they put a little crook in her hair to help give her some body balance.
Yeah, and they gave her a very so if you know, you know. Marge has back. Oh yeah, baby. So she is well balanced.
Very well.
With and for her to have and the cool part is like with her dress, even though it's probably not like screen accurate, it does have that slit there, so you've got distinct legs. So she actually has legit legs with knees and pivots. I think ball joints there. It feels like at the ankle. It's acting like a ball joint if it's not supposed to. We'll find out. But yeah, she came out. My issue with them is I think if you look into their eyes, it's not even if they get them off centered. That's I get
another
it.
problem, yeah.
Yeah, that's another problem. Don't pick it up at the store. And if you see that, you know what I'm saying? Wait until you get a good one. But they're kind of expressionless. Not expressionless. They just look kind of dead. They look a little dead. Whereas, say, I think Krusty that you got in your hand there.
I mean, he's got some animation. He's got some highlights. So it kind of just makes him look a little more alive. And I mean, I guess in the Simpsons world, there's not really much left to shading.
Sure.
Krusty has 4 different colors on his face, you know, so it makes everything.
A lot of primary colors.
And Millhouse kind of the same way. Otto, you know, even this Homer versus normal Homer.
Right. They basically Nuclear Family comes out looking kind of dead and hollow and plasticky, which, you know, they're plasticky. I get it. But everyone else, their eyes just seem to work a little bit better for me.
Yeah.
It seems to have a little bit more of a screen realistic, if that makes sense for a cartoon. But it looks like there's a little bit of personality, a little bit of soul behind those eyes as far as the characters. I'm still hard-pressed to pick my exact favorite. It's probably going to be Radioactive Man. I've always liked that character. But as far as a basic, if I had to pick, it's maybe Krusty or
I give you Krusty.
or Willie.
Krusty and Willie, I mean, solid choices.
I mean,
they really are.
They're well executed, and they both feel good in hand, right?
Yes.
They don't feel like they're a dinky toy. Again, for $9.99 to $12.99, which I think is the upper end of the value for a basic. To be fair, I think you're not getting taken for a ride. If they, like I said, they feel good in hand for the most part. Even a kind of a lanky guy like Lenny here, like he's got tight joints. It worked well, except for, So, and that's the risk you run when you've got the scale of this and this type of plastic.
That's the thing. We know what we're getting into with these. We know they're not going to have the articulation and posability of a McFarlane or NECA. But
they do a good job.
This is pop culture.
Right. And they're going to sit on the shelf.
Childhood. They're going to sit on the shelf. We're going to do
and then we're going to do
just about that with them, and then bring them out every once in a while and do this.
So maybe they'll do a little bit more than sit on the shelves with us, but I just think it's great to have these. Like you say, this checks so many boxes, and to me, this is a line 25 years in the making. I started the World of Springfield back in '99, so more than 25 years. So when that first started, I was a kid in high school, didn't have the income disposable at the time to really keep going, and then got into college, and just like that fell off. And now it's been longer since I stopped watching The Simpsons than The Simpsons had existed at that time.
It's a crazy world.
It's great to be able to get back into that and just remember the good times that you had, because I think everybody had it in syndication on weekday afternoons there in the early
Sunday
2000s.
Nights after football.
It was everywhere. So The Simpsons leaves, to me, an indelible mark in my life, and it's great to have it. And it's great to have it at an affordable price point. Let's be real about it.
I mean,
because if it was much more, if these were $20 a piece, can't do it. I
wouldn't do 15.
Right, 15, absolutely.
$12.99 has been. I mean, like we said before, $9.99 is where it should be.
Don't go no higher.
$12.99 is perfect.
Right. Because it's one of those lines you're gonna dive in. You're gonna get everything.
And it's also nice to buy an entire wave. For under $100.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
The good old days.
So we buy 4 figures for $60 when you can go get 2 McFarlanes,
right,
or a NECA and a half. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's just like, I think because of the price point for these things, it just makes it that much more fun.
Yeah, let us know what you think about the new Simpsons line. What are your favorites from what's already been released, and what are you most looking forward to? Let us know in those comments below, and like and subscribe if you've made it this far.
We appreciate you guys for hanging out with us, talking Simpsons today. We'll do it again next week with something different. But we appreciate you guys stopping by, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Be safe.